Alright, so you've been listening to the channel for a bit, and you're probably wondering if this is all just a giant ruse to convince everybody that electric vehicles are the way of the future. So, let's take a step back, and let's talk through whether or not an EV is the right vehicle for all different kinds of vehicular purposes. This is Everyday Driven by DJ, where we talk real life, real drives, and real vehicle applications. So let's get into it. So, our current topic, what aren't EVs good for? And it's taken me a bit to really come up with what I want to say for this video. And that's why, on top of work and life and everything being busy, is one of the reasons why it's taken me some time to post this video. It's 2026, and the number of applications where you would need an internal combustion engine powered vehicle are becoming fewer and fewer. Electric vehicles perform just about as well, if not better, than those internal combustion engine vehicles in just about every application. Granted, they have the limitation of battery size and therefore range that is useful in those different applications, but it's so hard to think of a time where it wouldn't be useful or it wouldn't really apply. I've read articles about how school districts in the Midwest are starting to shift over to EV buses for their school kids, and there's no issues there. You set up charging stations at the bus depots and you let them charge back up overnight. Most school buses aren't traveling over 100 miles a day. Look at semi-trucks. Tesla, Volvo, and I'm sure some of the others are starting to develop electric semi-trucks. And they're proving that they can build the range into those. Even just your standard passenger vehicles are incredibly capable. I mean, the tow ratings of, your Rivians, your F-150 Lightnings, and things of that nature are competitive with their gasoline and diesel engine variants. My dad has an F-150 Lightning, and he's pulled another stuck truck out of the dirt with the Lightning. You really can't beat these. And folks will argue all day long, oh, well, if you're towing or you're hauling a heavy load, that's really going to sacrifice your range. How many of you are really doing long-haul towing and heavy load driving? You're not. And there's plenty of people that do long-haul towing and do it with their EVs. I see posts on Reddit all the time of folks that are, taking their Rivian, taking their F-150 Lightning, Silverado EV, whatever, and using that to pull a tow-behind camper and taking that camping, and you get to the campsite, you plug in. There's plenty of fast chargers along the way. So in 2026, really the whole lesson here is that there's not a lot of applications for regular folks like you and I where an EV doesn't apply. They're great commuter vehicles. They're great for hauling heavy loads because they have the torque to get them moving. They're great for pulling stuck vehicles out of the dirt or out on the trail, or wherever you might be that you would get another vehicle stuck. And they're great at getting themselves out of those situations as well. Again, the torque and being able to control the wheel spin and lower speeds and control how you're getting yourself out of the situation. It's what makes electric vehicles great. Disagree if you want, but facts are facts. And that's all this video is going to be, because it's hard to find a use case where they're not great. So until next time, stay safe, drive well. I'll catch you next time.